So I think, again, what we expect, what you and I expect in this podcast, and I think because it interests us, we assume that it'll interest the whoever tunes into this podcast, is that people will be interested in talking about generating wealth, preserving it, managing it, business structures and asset protection, estate planning,
tax mitigation,
a lot of these things.
Investment opportunities, all that.
Exactly. And we intend to bring experts
Inshallah.
on the show as guests to talk about a lot of this
Inshallah.
and talk about what kind of initiatives they're involved in these different subcategories of what we call Islamic finance. Not finance as in lending and return.
How to give me money loan or something, but
Correct.
like the financial dealings and transactions within the
Correct.
guidelines and framework of Islam. So there's a quote that comes to mind whenever situations like this come up, and it's such an important quote to me, even though it's coming from a non-Muslim. I was in high school, and it was in something called FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, and we went to this talk. The big business, I don't even remember who it was, honestly. But all I know is he came in, they had paid him to come and give us this motivational speech, etc., about business and entrepreneurship, etc.
Like a Tony Robbins kind of guy.
Something like it, yeah. And so he comes up and he says, the first thing I want to tell you guys is I am not a motivational speaker. And he said, and we're all like, what? He's like, because if you have an idiot and I motivate him, all you have is a motivated idiot. And that just stuck in my head. It struck a chord. Is you have to have understanding, education, framework, and then execute. I give you money, I make money. And this is the injustice of other systems. In Islam, we're not talking about like specific banks or whatever, but I'll tell you the one of the models, the accepted models in Sharia, if done correctly, of a mudaraba, which is, or sorry, we'll say a musharaka, when there's a co-investment and a partnership together. When Omar and I are going to go in together, he's an Islamic institution, he has money in his pockets, mashallah, and I don't have the money to buy the house. So Omar is going to come to me like, hey Rami, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put down like 20%, I'll put down 80%. And guess what happens? That we are going to be 20-80 partners. And we're going to share in that 20-80 split in the expenses, in the profits, and in the losses. In fact, Islam is so just, and this is the last thing I'll say about this specific because I don't want to go too deep into it.